Howdy and welcome to the Prospector channel. Hey, I know we haven't had a video in the last couple weeks, and want to be able to help you understand why that is. So yeah, last weekend I was hoping to finish up that Quartz and get that video out and get the rock listings done on eBay, but unfortunately ended up in the hospital for a couple days, and well, we got everything fixed and we're doing great. Lucky for me, wasn't in a lot of pain, so I didn't take any of the pain medication after the operation, and I got released Tuesday morning. And well, of course, I packed up the truck, and a friend and I went up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan Wednesday, and boy, we had a pretty good time up there. I also want to talk to you folks about what's coming up here. So we are fast approaching 500 subscribers, and in honor of that, we're going to give away another bag of Miners Depot pay dirt. This is really good stuff. I've done a review on it in an earlier video, and there was a fair amount of gold in that. Also want to talk to you folks about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. That's right, we'll be at 1,000 subscribers soon. So when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away this gold nugget. More on that in future videos as we get a little closer. Hey, Prospector Paul here. Hey, today we're going to facet a stone and kind of review some of the rocks that I'm going to be putting on eBay. So we got this nice little piece of quartz. Kind of banged up on this side. Pretty rough. Maybe we'll facet it. Let's see how many carats this thing weighs. Let's tear this out. 63.6. Okay. Let's give this a whirl. We're going to put a flat spot on this so we got something to dump it to. So right now I've got this big old piece of quartz and kind of roughed it in a little bit. There's 16 facets all the way around. We may cut a bunch more in. But right now I'm working on the girdle, and I noticed that there's a couple of inclusions here. One here. This is kind of crappy. So we'll make that, and we'll table that out and crown that out. But what we want to do is bring these lines all to a match here. So I'm going to put it back on the machine and set it for 75 degrees, and I'm going to cut this angle just a little steeper and try and get all these lines to line up, and then we'll start cutting in some more facets. Pretty simple to change the angle. You just drop this on. And that's about 80. So we just raise this up a touch. There's 75. And you got this little guy here, you can spin it up, and that moves the protractor because it's raising this up, and that lets the manipulator down. Right there, 75. We're going to set our index wheel at 96. That's where I like to start everything at. Alright, so I'm going to get some water going. And and away we go. Alright, so I've polished that stone, and from here on out I'm going to try not to cut with anything more than a 2500. So I do have a 600 wheel, but because these lines got to be lined up just right, it's really small cuts. I'm just going to use the 2500. And the reason I polish this now is that it's very hard to repeat with this particular machine. So it's much easier to just do all your cuts and make the finished cuts and polish it all up. Anyways, alright, so we've raised this up, and now I'm at 65 degrees instead of 75, and I do have the 2500 wheel in. So we're going to start making these cuts and get these lined up. Alright, so this is coming out pretty good. You can see the clear where we've already buffed, and then you can see the rough part there. That's where we just sanded, and that line's straight all the way around. So we're going to buff this part out, and then we're going to set our next set of facets. So that's at 65. We're going to do at least one at 55, maybe another at 45. That'd be pretty cool. But again, that 2500 wheel helped me out a lot. It made the cuts kind of slow, but at least you don't go past your line, right? So you got to keep that vertical or horizontal line straight across. All right, we're going to polish this up. Go to my 12,000. And then we finish it with 50. Now the friction between this stone and this wheel will heat up, and you got to watch your heat because you start to melt your wax and then the stone comes loose. So you don't want to grind real hard. I take a little pause in between. And I'm going to start my index back at 96. That's where I like to start. There we go, I'm at 96. Five. And we got to index the wheel. Index. You get the idea. Okay, we got it all polished up, looking really nice. So now we want to cut our 55, but as you can see, we are almost out of table. We will be using the front end of this. We'll be cutting the front end of the stone when we go steeper. So when I raise this up, that's going to make this go down. I may have to move this forward. Let's see what happens. So I'm right at 55, but I don't have any edge left. So we gotta go forward a little bit. Get it back in the middle there. That's looking much better. Not quite at 55 either. So we'll make some adjustments here. There we are. Right there. Okay. Now we're on the wheel. Okay, it's getting dark. I gotta get running. Okay, the stone is looking fantastic. All polished up. Looking good. That wax indicates a little blemish in there. So I'm going to make these girdles a little bit bigger, and that's going to help me out. There's a little, I think it's right here. Yeah, right in there. There's a little chip in the stone. So by making the girdles a little wider and polishing them up, that'll help me out when I transfer this over, and I'll have a nice flat spot to index the stone on. Alright, so we're going to get to cutting those girdles just a little bit more, and then we'll transfer it tonight and start a pickup tomorrow. Finish the stone off. Okay, we got this girdle and all the facets polished up. Really an amazing stone. Pretty cool. Look at that, huh? You can see that in the GoPro. Alright, now we're going to transfer this over to another dop stick, and we'll start working on the crown in the pavilion. I'm sorry, the crown in the table. Cool. Okay, I'm going to take this stone out of the manipulator. Just like so. I'm going to put that in here. Then we'll take this dot, or this part of the transfer, tighten that up. Then we'll take the other stick, put that down through here. Huh, doesn't line up. There it does. And we'll mix up some glue and attach this one to that one. Okay. Well, howdy. Prospector Paul here. Hey, this week's episode got a little messed up. I was working my faceting machine. I was polishing up a nice piece of quartz, and I was at about 120 facets on it, and the stone blew up. This is all that's left of it. The only piece I could find. So we're gonna have to start a new episode, start it over. I'm scrambling to put something together, but the last episode a few weeks ago there, I had promised that I was going to put a link to the eBay store and start selling some of these rocks and whatnot. So since I don't have a stone to facet, this week we're going to take some of the coins that I had found metal detected in the park, and we're going to run them in the rock tumbler and clean them all up. So we'll get going on that right now. I'll show you how to do that. I have never had a rock tumbler come apart before, but apparently it decided to open up, so I got to start the whole process over again. It's just been the way today's been going. I don't know what's going on. All right, well, I'll get it started again. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. We are done. We're gonna get them out of the tumbler and go wash them up, clean them up. Gravy. Boy, everything has a nice copper color to it. All right, nice pile of coins. I guess if we would have left the pennies out and just did the silver change, you wouldn't have had that copper tint on everything. So yeah, today's been kind of a disaster. The stone I was working on from what was going to be last week's video, that blew up, and at first I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? You know, got to come up with something. And I really didn't get mad about it. I'm surprised, but you know, I had 5-6 hours worth of work into this bugger already. It is what it is. I mean, you could go around and be mad all day, and that isn't going to help anything. So I decided to figure out what would be the next best thing to film, and so I started working on a video of cleaning some coins that I'd found metal detecting. So nothing of you know, really old coins, just your common taco money for today, and modern coinage. And I just wanted to clean it up, get the dirt off, and so I started doing that in the tumbler. Totally forgot to take the pennies out. I just put everything, the pennies and the, you know, the clad coins together in a solution of sugar and distilled vinegar. Everything came out copper. So totally ruined that video as well. I was afraid to touch this camera. I figured it'd break. But yeah, so got the coins put away. Did get them cleaned up. They just look a little funny, and decided just to do the best I could do with this video today. So we'll be previewing some of the stones that'll be on eBay here during this video, and that way you have protection from eBay if you make a purchase, and I'll provide a tracking number, and we'll get this stuff shipped out to your neck of the woods. So one of the samplers we've put together is we've put some sunstones, and I marked them for you so you know what they are. Some quartz from Mount Ida, a couple of Apache tears, a couple pieces of Arizona petrified wood. Make sure there's a piece of green petrified wood in there for you, or two. We're going to do some black obsidian and some mahogany obsidian. So this is black and got some red in there, so a tiger stripe. Another piece of Arizona petrified wood, and this is a Burrow Creek agate slab. So I cut that on the saw, and well, you can see the carnelian at the top. That's pretty cool. But yeah, you can only get this kind of striped agate right out of Burrow Creek, Arizona. Oh boy, what else we're gonna have out there? So I'm taking some Arizona petrified wood and some of the green petrified wood from Hampton Butte, Oregon, and I filled up a tumbler. So a 3-pound tumbler for rock polishing, right, and tumbling. That'll be the whole batch that you need. You put that in your tumbler, you add your grits, and you can tumble these stones. I have a couple of those available. Oh, let's see, we did some Mount Ida quartz. So this is, it's a mix of the milky quartz and the clear quartz, and when you tumble that, it'll have this aura around it. It'll be like a little glowing, well, the best way to describe it is an aura or a halo, and they're really cool when they're tumbled. So I have a couple packages of that available. We have some Oregon sunstones, nice little bags worth. They're probably a little too small to tumble, but cleaned up and in a jar, you know, up in your windowsill, they look really cool. Let's see, we'll have this gorgeous, absolutely monstrous piece of petrified wood. You guys may remember when I found this. So this is from Hampton Butte. You can even see the growth rings in this. Just an amazing piece of petrified wood. It's heavy, so the shipping's going to be a little expensive on it. But even on the back side, you could polish that, you know, make that flat, but there's growth rings there. Just an amazing piece of wood. Pretty cool there. You can definitely see it was petrified wood. Everything's priced pretty reasonable. I'm not trying to get rich on this stuff. I'm trying to just lighten the load in the trailer and you know, keep the dream alive. Stay on the road. That's the whole goal. Some of the really high-end stuff that I'll be offering is, well, this is probably the best piece of topaz on matrix that I found. It's got some bisbite in there, or bixbite. You can see the crystal's broken right along my thumb there. There's a crack in it, but it grew that way. But yeah, Topaz Mountain drum range crystal on matrix with calcite. It's actually priced at a real good price. It's a beautiful crystal. One of my favorite pieces I found on that trip. Let's see what else we have for offer. This is a really amazing specimen. We have some topaz crystals, absolutely amber colored, beautiful. Got some topaz druzy down in here on matrix. Beautiful little specimen piece. This was a real cool specimen. So one of the, just looked like a regular rock, but it actually, I was able to pull it out. This was the quartz or topaz pocket, and you can see the druzy in there. Looks like a little egg. Just a gorgeous piece. Beautiful specimen. Well, let's see what else we have. We're going to have some beautiful petrified wood, green petrified wood. So it's green and red jaspers. It's another amazing piece. I've also made some tumblers packages for the Apache Tears. So there's some mahogany in there and some of the black. You'll be able to fill your tumbler up with that, fill it up with the water and your grit, and run it. It's the exact size you need. Hey, we finally have Prospector Paul stickers available. So I got about 50 printed out so far. Prospector Paul, YouTube, gold diggers wanted. I love that caption. That little catchphrase is awesome. So I'll have these on eBay as well. They'll be cut along the back so you can get the backing off. Alright, so the link to the eBay store is down in the description down below, and that'll take you to my eBay store where I sell my fishing lures. And there's a category called Prospector Paul's Rocks. that's where you want to go to look for that, and that should be all good. So when you get to the store, on the left hand side, it has all my categories, and you'll go down about 3/4 of the way. It says Prospector Paul's Rocks. That's where the rock listings will be. So check that out if you would. So that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. A little bit of a disaster, but hey, we got through it, and everything's all good. I noticed on my YouTube analytics that 78% of you folks that are watching aren't subscribed. Please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button down below, and if you would, give me the thumbs up, hit the like button, and leave me a comment. That helps my channel grow. I'd appreciate that. For now, Prospector Paul, out.